Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Dr. Imran and welcome to my channel Dr. Imran's Anatomy Lecture for Paramedics. Before going towards the today lecture, I want to request to all of you, please subscribe my channel. In today's lecture, we will discuss reproductive system of female reproductive system. In today's topic, we will discuss different parts of the female reproductive system and their functions. As usual, before going towards our lecture, we will discuss a diagrammatic view of this lecture. Here you are seeing two diagrams. This one is external portion of female reproductive system and this one is internal portion of female reproductive system. This is external view and this is internal view. So first of all, we will discuss external view. If you look at the female reproductive system, we will discuss these things, these parts and function of these parts. If you look at this diagram, here this portion is called labia majora. Majora means major part, the big part. So the outer lip of the vagina is called labia majora and the inner smaller lips of vagina is called labia minora small. So we discussed two things here, labia majora and labia minora. Labia majora is the outer lip of vagina and labia minora is the inner lip of vagina. And this is the opening of vagina, and if you look at this point, so this is called the urethral opening from which urine passes, and this point is called clitoris, and after clitoris, this area where pubic hair grows, this area is called mons pubic, and below the vagina there is a part that is called anus. Cellular debris, waste materials goes away from there. So we discuss few things here. The outer major lip of vagina is called labia majora. The inner lip of vagina is called labia minora. This opening, urinal from which urine passes, this opening is called urethral opening, and this point, the upper most point of the vagina, that is called clitoris, and after clitoris, this area is called mons pubic where hair grows, and this is the vaginal opening, and here this is anus. So this is the outer portion we have discussed. Now we discuss the internal view of female reproductive system. If you look at the diagram, we start from here. This is the vaginal opening from here, and this is called vagina, and this portion is called cervix. Then vagina have three layers. The outermost layer is called perimetrium, and the inner layer is called myometrium, and the innermost layer is called endometrium. So these are the three layers which is composed of the muscle fibers that helps in dilation of muscles, After discussing these, we will go to the one by one function of these parts. So here we are discussing only diagrammatic view right now. If you look at this part, this is a hollow shaped uterus where baby egg fertilizes and nourish the babies from the very first day to 9 months. On the each part of the uterus, ovaries are there. Ovaries, no, what is the function of ovary? Ovary basically produces the egg, and this is called fallopian tubule. What fallopian tubules do? Sperms travel through the fallopian tubule. So in internal, if you look at the internal part, we have discussed few things here. First of all, the outermost portion is called vagina. This is called the vaginal opening, and then called cervix. Cervix basically facilitate the passage of sperms and it dilates the vagina. So after this, there comes 3 layers called perimetrium, which is the outermost layer of vagina. Then inner layer is called myometrium, and the innermost layer is called endometrium. And this hollow shaped area is called uterus, and on both sides there are ovaries and fallopian tubules. So sperms enters and travels through the fallopian tubules and meets the ovaries, and ovary produces eggs or ovum, fertilization occurs, and then baby nourishes here at uterus. So this is the diagrammatic view of this lecture. Now we will come towards the basic function of each part of female reproductive system. If you look at the first part, we will discuss first part, that is vagina. If you define the vagina, you will define in this way. Vagina is elastic, muscular canal, flexible lining that produces lubrication and sensation. Vagina contains muscular fibers that help in contraction and dilation, and then it's a flexible lining, produces lubrication as well as sensations. So before going towards next, we will discuss here the role of female reproductive system. What is the role of female reproductive system? Female reproductive system has 3 main roles. The first role of female reproductive system is sexual intercourse. Female reproductive organs' first role is sexual intercourse. Then we come on to the second role. Second role is childbirth, because the muscles of vagina relaxes, dilates, contracts. That's why the second role is childbirth. And third role of the female reproductive system is that menstruations. So these are the 3 roles of female reproductive system. Now we discuss one by one the outer part and their functions. First of all, we discuss here labia majora. Labia majora is a large lip of vagina basically. And what's the function of labia majora? The basic function of labia majora is that it protects the female reproductive organ. It protects the vagina. Other functions, labia majora secretes sweat and oil secreting glands that help in lubrications. And after puberty, hair grows in this area. This area is called mons pubic. So we've discussed here labia majora. Labia majora is the outer major lip of vagina and it protects the vagina. And the other functions includes it secretes sweats and glands, oil secreting glands that help in lubrication, sensations, and after puberty, hair grows at the mons pubic area. Then the second portion is called labia minora. Minora means minor, small area. So labia minora is called small lip of vagina. This one. This is the innermost small lip of vagina. So labia minora surrounds the opening of vagina and urethra. Labia minora surrounds the opening of vagina and urethral opening, this area. So what we can say? Labia minora surrounds the vaginal opening and urethral opening. After that we comes to the Bartholin glands. Bartholin glands are located beside the vagina, beside the opening of vagina, and it produces fluid before going towards the sexual desire. Bartholin gland secretes and it dilates the vagina and also produces the lubricating fluids that help in sensations and to meet the sexual desire. Then next part is called clitoris. Clitoris is located here at the top of the vagina. Clitoris, labia minora meets at the clitoris. This is the labia minora. The inner portion of the vagina is called labia minora and it meets at the clitoris. So clitoris is considered to be a functionless. There is no function of clitoris, but sometimes, or you can say that the function it produces sensations, and after before sexual desire it erects like penis. So most of the people thinks that this is the function of clitoris is to produce sexual desire sensations. Then after clitoris we will discuss uterus. In the figure, in the pic, you will see that this is a hollow shaped uterus present here at the pic. So the uterus is a pear shaped and it is divided into two parts. First one is called cervix and the second one is called corpus. It is divided into two parts. First one is called cervix and the second one is called corpus. Cervix, what is the cervix? Cervix is the basically opening of vagina. And what is corpus? Corpus expands to hold the baby. This area is called corpus, and when fertilization occurs, then baby grows and this expands and this corpus helps the baby to hold, So what we say, uterus is hollow, pear shaped, and it is divided into two parts. First part is called cervix and second part is called corpus. So what is cervix? Cervix is vaginal opening. And what is corpus? When fertilization occurs, uterus expands and corpus helps to hold the baby. So after discussing uterus, we will discuss ovaries. Ovaries are small oval-shaped glands that is located on the either side, on both sides of female reproductive system. Now, what is the function of ovaries? Ovary produces eggs and hormones. Ovary is pear-shaped and it produces eggs, hormones, and it is located on the both sides of the female reproductive system. After ovaries, we will discuss here fallopian tubules. This portion is fallopian tubule from here to here, and if you look at this right and left part, both these are the fallopian tubules, and sperms travel through the fallopian tubules. Pair located on the both sides of the reproductive system, and it helps in the fertilization. So after discussing fallopian tubule, now we will discuss three main layers of vagina. These main layers are called perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. So what is the perimetrium? As we discussed, perimetrium is the outermost layer of vagina. And what is the function of perimetrium? It secretes lubricating fluids which reduces friction. So we have discussed three layers. Outer one is called perimetrium, inner one is called myometrium, and the innermost is called endometrium. So first layer, perimetrium, is the outermost layer of vagina. And what is the function of perimetrium? It produces lubricating fluids and which helps to reduce friction during intercourse, or it reduces friction during intercourse. The second layer is called myometrium. Myometrium help in uterine contraction. Second layer is called myometrium. It is nearby uterus. So it helps in the contraction of uterus. And the innermost layer is called endometrium. And now what is the function of endometrium? Endometrium is the innermost layer, and muscles are located here. Muscle fibers are located here. And it helps patency of uterine wall. It helps in patency of uterine wall, and it grows thick and blood capillaries are reached here. So again I will discuss few important points here. That today we are discussing female reproductive organ, their parts and the functions. In the diagrammatic view, you will see outer part and inner part, outer view and inner view. If you look at the outer part, the major parts are labia majora, which is the outermost lip of vagina, large lip of vagina, that is called labia majora, and the smaller inner lip is called labia minora. And this is vaginal opening, and this point, this is urethral opening, and on the top of the vagina there is a small circular things that is called clitoris, and above clitoris there is mons pubic area, where after puberty hair grows. So this one all about external area. Now we go to the inner view. Inner view, we have discussed only few things here. First, here vagina. After vagina, this portion is of vagina contain three walls. The outermost wall is called perimetrium. The inner is called myometrium, and the innermost is called endometrium. So the function of perimetrium is to produce lubricating fluids. Now, after discussing this topic in English, I will discuss this topic in Urdu. Dear students, आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के ऊपर है। इस टॉपिक में हम फीमेल ऑर्गन्स और रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के मुख्तलिफ पार्ट्स और उनके फंक्शंस को डिस्कस करेंगे। अगर आप डायग्रामेटिक व्यू के ऊपर देखें तो आपको दो पार्ट्स नजर आ रहे होंगे फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन के। दिस इज द आउटर पोर्शन एंड दिस इज द इनर व्यू, आउटर व्यू एंड इनर व्यू। अब अगर आउटर व्यू को हम देखें, विजाइना का जो एरिया है उसमें कौन कौन से पार्ट्स हैं, इसको हम अगर देखें तो विजाइना का जो ये वाला एरिया है, ये जो आउटर लिप कहलाता है, बड़ा लिप कहलाता है, जो इस साइड पे मेजर एरिया को कवर करता है, इसको हम कहते हैं लेबिया मेजोरा। और ये इनर लिप है, ये बिल्कुल जो अंदरूनी साइड पे यहाँ पे वाक़ है, इनर लिप जो है इसको हम कहते हैं लेबिया माइनोरा कहते हैं। और फिर अगर ये जो एरिया आप देख रहे हैं, ये जो विजाइनल ओपनिंग है, इसको हम क्या कहेंगे, विजाइना कहेंगे। और फिर ये जो एरिया है ऊपर यूरिथ्रल ओपनिंग, यूरिनेशन के पर्पस के लिए जो है, तो दिस इज कॉल्ड यूरिथ्रल ओपनिंग। और फिर टॉप पे यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा ऑर्गन है जिसको हम कहेंगे क्लाइटोरस। और क्लाइटोरस के ऊपर वाला जो एरिया होता है जिसको हम कहते हैं मोन्स प्यूबिक एरिया, और बलोगत के बाद इस एरिया में हेयर्स ग्रो करते हैं। सो ये जो अभी हमने पोर्शन डिस्कस किया ये आउटर पोर्शन है। इंटरनल व्यू को अगर हम देखें तो फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम का, तो सबसे पहले विजाइना आएगा, विजाइना के बाद सर्विक्स आएगा, सर्विक्स के साथ भी मसल पाए जाते हैं यहाँ पे, और सर्विक्स के बाद विजाइना की अगर आप देखें यहाँ पे 3 लेयर्स हैं। जो आउटर मोस्ट लेयर होती है उसको हम कहते हैं पेरीमीट्रियम, और जो इनर मोस्ट होती है उसको हम क्या कहते हैं, मायोमीट्रियम, जो सेकंड वन होती है। और जो थर्ड वन होती है जो बिल्कुल अंदर करके होती है, इसको हम कहते हैं एंडोमीट्रियम। सो पहले हमने क्या डिस्कस किया, विजाइना है, फिर सर्विक्स है, फिर इसकी 3 लेयर्स आ जाती है विजाइना की, जिसको पेरीमेट्रियम, मायोमीट्रियम और एंडोमीट्रियम कहते हैं। अब यहाँ पे पिक में अगर आप देखें तो ये जो हॉलो शेप्ड पियर शेप्ड है, हॉलो पियर शेप्ड ऑर्गन है, ये यूट्रस कहलाता है। और ये जो आपको साइड पे नजर आ रही है पेयर शेप में, एक इस तरफ और एक इस तरफ, ये क्या है, ओवरीज है। और ओवरीज के ऊपर ये जो ट्यूब्स आपको नजर आ रही हैं, इनको हम कहते हैं फ्लॉपियन ट्यूब। इनके अंदर से स्पर्म्स ट्रेवल करके जाता है। अब हम इसको वन बाय वन डिस्कस करते हैं, इसके फंक्शंस को डिस्कस करते हैं कि इसका फंक्शंस क्या है। तो अगर सबसे पहले हम विजाइना को डिस्कस करें, विजाइना क्या है, विजाइना बेसिकली इसकी अगर डेफिनेशन को करेंगे तो क्या कहेंगे, विजाइना इज इलास्टिक मस्कुलर कैनाल। विजाइना क्या है, एक इलास्टिसिटी है, इसमें लचक है और ये मस्कुलर कैनाल है, मसल्स का कैनाल बना हुआ है और इसके अंदर फ्लेक्सिबल लाइनिंग है। और ये फ्लेक्सिबल लाइनिंग क्या करती है, लुब्रिकेशन और सेंसेशंस पैदा करती है। तो विजाइना का बेसिकली ये डेफिनेशन है। और अगर हम फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स के फंक्शंस को देखें, इसके रोल्स को देखें, तो 3 रोल हैं बेसिकली फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स के। सबसे पहले फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन किस काम आता है, ये सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स के लिए हेल्प आउट करता है। सेकंड वन चाइल्ड बर्थ, और तीसरा इसका फंक्शन जो है वो है मेंस्ट्रुएशन, मेंसेस साइकिल। तो ये 3 फंक्शंस हैं बेसिकली फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के। अब यहाँ पे हम इसके पोर्शंस को, इसके जो पार्ट्स हैं वन बाय वन उसको डिस्कस करेंगे, उसके फंक्शंस को डिस्कस करेंगे। तो पहला जो पार्ट है यहाँ पे, इसको कहते हैं लैबिया मेजोरा। मेजोरा मींस मेजर, बड़ा एरिया। तो विजाइना के बिल्कुल बैरूनी साइड पे जो बड़ा एरिया होता है, इसको हम कहते हैं लैबिया मेजोरा। जो लैबिया मेजोरा है, ये बेसिकली क्या करता है, विजाइना को प्रोटेक्ट करता है। जो इनर लाइनिंग है ना विजाइना की, इसको प्रोटेक्ट करता है लैबिया मेजोरा। और लैबिया मेजोरा के फंक्शंस क्या हैं, एक तो क्या है, वो स्वीट सिक्रीट करता है, पसीना वगैरह जो प्यूबिक एरिया में आता है वो भी इसके जिम्मे। और ऑयल सिक्रीटिंग ग्लैंड्स, ये बेसिकली लुब्रिकेशन म्यूकस सिक्रीट करता है, जो हेल्प आउट करती है सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स में। और आफ्टर प्यूबर्टी कवर्ड विद हेयर। तो ये जो एरिया है लैबिया मेजोरा का, प्यूबर्टी के बाद ये हेयर से कवर हो जाता है। अब सेकंड पे हम आ जाते हैं। सेकंड जो पार्ट होगा वो क्या कहलाएगा, लैबिया माइनोरा कहलाएगा। और जो लैबिया माइनोरा है वो बेसिकली इनर लिप है, जो इसका विजाइना का जो छोटा लिप है